Educational is a commitment to peace and a better life for people across the world that she may never meet. It's truly a selfless action. So thank you so much for what you do. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lori.
Okay. And, oh my gosh, I lost it. Yeah. Everybody else. Okay. All right. Real quick, where's Happy Dollars? Who's happy today?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, beautiful out today, so I put $5 in, because I'm going hiking after this, so I did not get stressed out. Anybody else?
Me. I'm literally leaving before the meeting's over, so I'll be rude to go catch a flight to go celebrate my 20th wedding anniversary with my husband. So, it's probably not the other grandparents and all that stuff. So, I put some money into that.
Don't want to be too repetitive, but since our last meeting, you gave one another there. So we're getting close to.
Why?
I have some happy dollars. I have $4 happy. Last week I raised money, so I'll have to roll in. A couple of things. On your tables, I put Gazebo Gatherings concert series season information. They start on June 15th, and I think this is like our 35th season bringing music to downtown. And also some money for the awardees today.
Here.
I know.
Good to see you.
I think $5 in because I'm gonna go spend 5 weeks in Key West.
So I'll miss you guys, and I'll see you in August. They are on the way.
Hello, everybody. I put $6 and Happy Dollars in the bucket because I just want to introduce myself. I'm happy to be here. My name is Dedrick. I lived here for about 1.5 years now. And it's nice to meet you guys. I'm a small business owner here in town, so I'd love the opportunity to have a conversation with you guys about some other things on a different thing.
I'm Vijay Rizzo. I'm a award recipient. I'm very happy today and very grateful to all of you for this.
I'm happy today to get rid of this $2 bill. I'm happy to report that we had a very, very successful weekend with the Memorial to the Dogs of War on Saturday, which was very well attended. I have a Rotarian to thank for saying the blessing to the dogs. Mark Jordan, of course. And we had an excellent turnout on Monday for the regular weekend memorial ceremony to the board. So thank you, those of you who attended, and I appreciate that.
Wonderful. I have $5 happy. I have 2 graduates now. Yay! I'm so excited. High school graduate and UVA graduate, and they're both going on to better things. I have a happy dollar for recipients today, and I'm so excited to congratulate you already. It's their life is good. So thank you.
Sarah.
Another one?
Holly, won't leave.
I have happy dollars today because the nonprofit that I'm on the board of is expanding to be able to offer respite care so that kids don't have to stay longer in facilities than they should. But they're having a lot of trouble finding housing, so they're expanding to be able to offer respite care, and they need buildings, so y'all know spaces, that way the kids don't have to stay at another institution, that kind of thing.
Anybody else? All right, thanks, Holly. Appreciate it. Real quick before we hop on to the others, if you remember when we were here last, we were giving away, our scholarships, and one of our recipients, Samuel Barber, sent us a note thanking us for his scholarship, and the investment that we made in his family and his future, and I think that's just wonderful, so I'll pass that around and share that with you. And we received, a thank you from the tutu desks. If you remember, a couple of months ago, I talked about, the tutu desks that Hilda J. Barber's Early Act Club was doing, and they raised $710 to send for the tutu desks. You give me, I know you have a little bit more about what they are. It's
They're lap desks for going to Africa. Lap desks so students who don't have desks in school or at home can do their homework. And there was a lot of different things, like almost like encyclopedia or dictionary reference on the desk itself. So little math figures or weights, spelling, things like that. So they're $20 each. So whatever you think I should know that quickly, 700 divided by 20, but whatever that is, it's how many desks they bought.
okay, cool. Thank you. Debbie, will you give me the attendance report, please?
President Lloyd, fellow Rotarians. First of all, I have Jake Freeze here. Jake, want to stand up? Jake's with Honey and Hops down on Main Street. So if you haven't been down there, please go down and check them out. And then I have over here the Blauvelt and the Miller's families who are here for our award presentations. And then we've got some parents of Mrs. Henderson over here, who's one of our parents of our Art Student Awards recipients, and the Patellis over here for the parents of our other ones. So.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. Beth Wallace, for those who don't know me, and I'm a friend member of the Rotary Club of Chicago, and I've been my beautiful daughter who just graduated from high school, and I always say yes to that for the sponsorships of the daughter. Kenny calling me, I know what it's about.
Welcome to all. Today we have 10 online members and 27 in person.
Thank you. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna let Emily come up and kick off this party.
That is a good question.
There we go.
Now we gotta figure out how to do it on this side though.
I can't see where that far, so you can see where the presentation is. I can't see that far.
Oh, my word. Sorry. Something wrong.
The bottom. We're gonna have another. How many returns does it take to put a presentation on the screen?
So now you see how we work together. It's teamwork that makes the dream work.
There we go.
All right, yes, all right, so now we're ready. This is awesome. This is one of my favorite days of the year. And you're gonna see as we get in here, you're gonna like, why did she spend so much time fumbling on a PowerPoint? And I don't really know, because these kids are so talented that every year when I try to put a PowerPoint together to talk about their talents, it really is kind of an exercise in futility. It really doesn't make a lot of sense, because these kids have done more than you can reasonably capture on one screen, or any one that you guys can see. But with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what is the objective of the award? Well, a little bit before my time, some Rotarians got together and they decided they wanted to create an award that would recognize certain characteristics. They wanted to recognize excellent athletes who are also excellent students, who are also excellent human beings, excellent citizens. And when they put this award together, they named it after two people who just really exemplified these characteristics. And so the female award is the Heidi Award, female athlete
social media,
award.
I'm actually working
The
on
male
a
award
newsletter
is
right
the John
now.
Marlowe.
So I'll put it in the
female
newsletter,
athlete.
all that good
Really
stuff.
just the idea that these folks exemplify the type of characteristics that Rotary wanted to honor and respect. So,
You're fine.
eligibility requirements, like I said, I mean, there's some eligibility requirements up here, but at the
Okay.
end of the day, these are folks who are not only amazing athletes, amazing students, but amazing human beings. These are people who manage to just offer all those things and demonstrated that in just their integrity and the way they went
Sure.
about
Okay.
their time here in school.
Fun.
The students are selected with a committee, and we'll kind of see this pattern going through with some of the other awards. There's a committee, these students are nominated by their schools, they come in front of the committee members interview them, ask some questions. Frankly, we have some candid conversations and some really good discussions, and we learn a little bit more about these students. And,
What are the times here?
and we select the recipients. So with that, I'm going to give a little bit more background into who these awards are named after. The first one is the Heidi Moore Award. And so
Okay.
Heidi was
I
an amazing
what
athlete,
Facebook and that.
graduated class in 1999. She had records in 6 individual track and field events, Northwestern District triple jump record, 12-time all Northwestern selection, 7-time all regions pick. I mean, you guys can read this here. Both track and field athlete.
Okay, I'll just go.
And then twice the track and team.
And
She
then I'll put it
was.
on our, on
She
our
was
website
prom
now.
queen, she was
I'm working on all that.
the
This is
year,
part time.
1999, she did amazing things, and I mentioned this last year, I didn't know Heidi because I was graduating off of college before she came into high school, but I was still close enough to being home and coming home on weekends and on summers, where I was reading the paper, and I knew who she was. Heidi, was an exceptional athlete, and if you talk to people who were around at that time, they will tell you what an exceptional athlete she was, but she was also an exceptional
Absolutely, and that's
person.
good we can.
She went on to James Madison and she got her undergraduate
All
and
right,
master's
Heather.
degree.
Thank
in
you, have a great
language,
weekend.
communication sciences and disorders, be that speech
Okay, bye.
language pathology, because I have a little daughter who sees speech language pathologist, so it's really important work. And she unfortunately died in October of 2009 after a lengthy battle with cancer. So when we celebrate the female athletes, we're just really celebrating, Heidi's life, the way she lived, and the type of person that she was. And our, as you see as we go through, the award recipients really just kind of demonstrate some of these characteristics. Our male athlete is named after John Marlowe. So I knew him because I actually got my dad to talk about him. And so he was a graduate of the Warren County High School class of 1957, which was the undefeated untied. I've heard these stories my whole life, so I don't even need to look at the screen. Undefeated untied football team, and at one point he had the total career points record for the basketball team. He ultimately went on and did track and football at the University of Virginia, where he was captain of the football team at UVA. And after college, he came home to really lead our business, the Marlowe Automotive Group, with dealerships in Winchester and Luray here in Front Royal. He served in the Warren County Board of Supervisors in 1968, the chairman from 74 to 78, and he also served as the mayor of Front Royal from 82 to 90. And so again, these are the characteristics that we see in these candidates. And so it's one of the reasons why we're so excited to have them here today. A little bit about the Community Foundation. Community Foundation is who holds the money. I mean, so when people make donations, and we're collecting donations for this all the time, they go to the Community Foundation and they hold the money for us and invest it well. So we're thankful for them. I'm going to spend a little time going through some of the older recipients. This will be like a little bit of a memory lane. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just you'll see some of these are familiar names. The first award back a long time ago. Let me see the subtitles. I have to go back just a second if I can. All right, so there we go. Our first award, the way this is set up is a little weird. 2013 recipients Tyler Post and Kayla Gibbons. 2014 recipient Jennifer Norman and Dustin Weir. So there we go. There we go. Wait, there we go. Now we got it. We got it. Right now. Those were the first recipients. Going forward, 2015, Autumn Troxel, Ronnie Clifton, 2016, Jamie Good, or is that Good? Joseph Rutherford, 2017, Savannah Long and Seth Jacobs. 2018, Macy Clarkley and Stuart Ashley. 2019, Rachel Servaugh, Bailey Grant, Kaylee Folks. And 2020, Elia Rose Chun, Brandon James Ailman. And 2021, William Wolf, Michaela Faye Grant, Jackson Pond, the fourth. And then last year, Kirsten Stives, and I think he goes by Patrick Trudeland. So, and I pronounced that totally wrong. Did I pronounce that close enough? Close enough. That's a tough one to pronounce. So I'm going to get into our award recipients right now. We have 3 award recipients this year. 2 of our 3 award recipients are here. One of our recipients is not here because she's competing in a state tournament right now, which is a pretty legit excuse. So we'll go ahead and start with our female Student Athlete of the Year award first. But before I get into it, I'll just kind of make an observation. We interview these amazing people, and certain themes come up, and certain things come up all the time. And one of the things that really stood out to the committee, and I think they would agree with me, is how rooted these kids were, how authentic these kids were, and I don't know if this is an effect of COVID, where things were lost and so they appreciated things, but these kids value relationships, they value community, they value something bigger than themselves, being plugged in, and it just came across in such a real way, and it was just really neat to see. I mean, you were on the committee, you would agree with that. Yeah, so it was just really great to see. So the first award recipient of the female Heidi Moore Student Athlete of the Year award is Sarah Waller. So here's Sarah. Sarah, you can stand. You don't have to do anything. Just stand up for now. I'm going to talk about you for a minute. So, and this is when I said these PowerPoints are ridiculous. If you don't know how much time I spend trying to put these amazing students' credentials on this one little slide, which doesn't begin to do it justice. So a lot of it ends on the cutting room floor because there's just not enough room. I'm going to step around so I can actually see. But you can see Sarah's strong suit with volleyball. You actually see she's going to be playing volleyball at Roanoke College next year. She's an amazing volleyball player. All state, all region, first team captain, first team all district, all region. She led the area in assists, led the team in kills, second team all district. And you guys can see she's a great volleyball player. I did not know until the interview, maybe I should have, how good of a basketball, and the softball is my favorite sport. So how much of a basketball and a softball player she also was. So all region, second team captain, softball, second team all district, second team all region, team captain. So amazing athletes. These students also, Sarah's an amazing student, dual enrolled, and you can see here all these great classes, great GPAs, 5th in the class. And then community. I really struggled here because I think Sarah has a page about this big of her community involvement. I'm sure you guys understand that. So to be able to capture that on a one piece of paper is just really impossible. But needless to say, Sarah's done a little bit of everything and has left probably her fingerprints and her DNA all over this town and county in ways that we can't even imagine and can't even fathom. So we're so thankful, and congratulations, Sarah, for being one of the recipients of the Heidi Moore Rotary Student Athlete Award. So I don't know if you want me to do her first and then bring them all in later, or that's fine. Okay, let's do her first and then we'll move on. Okay. Mr. Moore, would you come on? If my manners were correct, I would have done a better job of introducing Mr. Moore. This is Heidi's dad, Mr. Moore. And so we want to get a picture here. Okay, so our male John Harlow Student Athlete of the Year award goes to TJ Rizzo. And TJ's the guy who put money in the $50 just now. So I don't really need to tell you that he's not shy and he's got a big personality. And one of the things that kept coming up when we interviewed him or we talked to him is I felt like, for such a time as this, when we're coming off of COVID, someone with such a personality and such a desire to bring his school community together and to get them excited about being in school. He really put a lot of effort into being a leader. He's was the senior class president, or the class president, and just, you know, getting his team together. We also enjoyed during the interview, he's a track and field guy. He's a thrower. Is that the right word? Is that what you call you? A thrower? He's a thrower. So, and my dad was also a thrower. And so we got to sit back and watch them talk a little bit of, you know, like discus and shot put and all that stuff. We all learned a little bit, and it was kind of fun to see. So a little bit about DJ, academics, an amazing academic, you know, record there, honor roll, dual enrolled, athletics, 4-year varsity football, 3-year captain, first team all area district, region. He is an offensive lineman. I asked, and someone said he's an offensive lineman. Can't you tell? And he's a 4-year track and field state competitor, student class president, DECA, National Honor Society, a lot of stuff in the community, day of caring, trash cleanup, working with kids, Jay Barber. Yeah, these kids do more than I can put on a piece of paper. Next year, he'll be going to Christopher Newport, and he'll be playing football and studying business. So we're excited for him. I have no doubt he will do well in business. You can kind of see it. So congratulations, and come up and congratulations. And then that is coming around. We'll get it. He's got the right side, so there you go.
It is?
Okay, congratulations.
Oh, I'm always.
Really briefly, she's not here, she's on the state tournament, but I do want to, we're live on the camera, so I do want to be able to recognize her. Ava Bordner, Ava Bordner, from Skyline High School. Ava is going to run track at George Mason.
You just broke up, I lost you.
Cross country, some other events, we're not really sure. We learned about steeplechase, maybe some of that. You can see her academics, amazing. First ever state champion at Skyline, first female to take state championship for Skyline. Cross country, all district, all region, all state.
I don't think that they have
Northern
it.
Daily Runner of the Year.
I don't think
And
they
it's just
necessarily
really
have the
involved in
program
the
yet,
community.
but I think that's
Young Life, National Honor Society, has several jobs. I tell you, my favorite part of the interview with her was we got to sit back and watch Mr. Moore talk to her about track for a while, and they were kind of geeking out on track tricks that none of us really understood. And I thought this was kind of a special moment. I was just kind of happy to be able to see part of it. So she's not here; she's running today, and so we just want to make sure she got recognized. Thank you to the folks who got to interview, and so we're just thankful for everyone who participated, and just congratulations to the.
No, I will, absolutely. I'll put I'm putting a note in my.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to the committee, Emily, for putting everything together, and congratulations to the
No problem.
recipients.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna
Have a
switch
great
gears
weekend.
here and go over to.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Button that hit the.
what happens when you have to go from a Mac to a PC. So several years ago, the club decided that not only were we going to recognize our athletes who we've been doing for a number of years, we also figured we needed to recognize our art students, which is an incredibly important part of our school. Art and athletics, in my opinion, is what kind of gives life meaning, purpose, gives us the flavor, and then really makes everybody enjoy what we're doing. So we created a student art year awards, and apparently I did not do a very good job at it. This is 2023, not 2022. And I also noticed a couple typos, so I apologize. But what we decided to do, instead of the athletic award, we decided to create a school award for both Warren County High School and one for Skyline High School, and making sure that we were recognizing from both schools. We asked the fine arts teachers and the guidance counselors of both schools to make their nominations. And then we had a committee as well that we didn't interview the students, but we did review the applications. And it was the two Michelles, Michelle Ross and Michelle Napier. So Michelle got a lot of duties this week, this year. And we made our recommendations to the board of directors. Just like the athletic awards, we decided that we wanted to name and honor folks in our community and our Rotary Club that from our Rotary Club that were instrumental in the art. So the Warren County Award is named in memory and recognition of Betsy Waldoff. And Betsy's family, David, who's a former member of our club, and his daughter, her daughter Meredith, and granddaughter Mia are here with us today to help make that presentation. So thank you for being here. But Betsy, this one, and there's no disrespect to Kim on this, but Betsy is, for me, a huge, is the art person for Warren County. She is the one that I took piano lessons from for 10 years. She was my choir director at the United Methodist Church. Not me 30 years, but she was there for over 30 years. Went on at the Wayside Theater, helped with the founding executive director of the Blue Ridge Arts Council, and just was instrumental in the arts program here in Warren County. And she was president of our club, the 86th president of our club. David, her husband, was the band director. My assistant Tina will tell you stories about David as band director if you'd like to hear any interesting ones about David. I think you have a lot of Coca-Cola in your office a lot of times. He talks about, but Betsy was a phenomenal individual and a phenomenal art person, and even Meredith and I got to do Meredith played the flute and I played the piano, and Betsy sang on Christmas Eve several times during over the years. So and both Betsy's kids, Michael and Meredith, both went to Warren County. I say no disrespect to Kim because Kim is the Skyline recipient, and Kim is now has taken that mantle up, and she's running, and she is, as you heard today, talking about the gazebo gatherings, which have been 3 decades old, to bring art down to our community. The art walk, the museum or the art gallery down at the Public Arts Council. She, her kids went to Skyline, and we're very involved with the art department there. So continuing the tradition of making sure that art is an established part of our downtown and in our community. So thank you both Kim and Betsy for their work. And Kim was also our president of our club in the 18-19 year. I won't go over the Community Foundation again. However, our fund is there as well. The Arts Fund is there, so if you'd like to make a contribution, tax-deductible contribution in memory of Betsy or in honor of them or the students, you can do that by going to the Community Foundation website. We've been doing this since 2020, so we started right when COVID. So this was an interesting presentation that we had Skyline opening the doors up for us, thankfully. Bridget Thomas and Allie Hafer were our first recipients. Allie just graduated from Liberty University this year. I'm not sure exactly where everybody else is, so unfortunately I have to do a little more homework on that one. Next year, Jonah Birch and Emily Gallagher. And then last year, Jocelyn Moyer and Margaret Block. This year, our Skyline High School Student Award winner is Cody Henderson. And I am going to just read some of the things that the nominee said about this fine young man. So I'm very pleased, this is from Tabitha Jablonski, who is theater teacher at Skyline High School and happens to be, I guess, in Las Vegas at the moment. So we can all wish her well in that. But Cody's telling tales on his teacher. So, and interestingly enough, my wife is there too. So I'm not sure if they're together or not. But I'm very pleased to nominate Cody Henderson for the Student Art Award. This is my first year teaching theater at Skyline High School. Right from the start, Cody helped me learn the ropes of the school and took on the role of a student leader in the theater department. Fall semester, he was not enrolled in any theater classes. Still, he would visit during his free period and take part in many technical theater classes. He excitedly completed all the assignments, even though he was not on my roster and would not receive a grade. He was doing this purely out of the joy of learning about theater. This technical theater class was working backstage at the Winter Chorus concert. They were doing a show called North Pole Star, which included Santa's reindeer competing in a singing competition. Last minute, one of their leads transferred schools. Cody offered to help lead his part, sing a song until they found a replacement. He did such a great job that the choir teacher offered him that role. Was that Mr. Bowen?
Yes.
Another, by the way, student of Betsy Lovett Holton. He learned the song and all the lines in just a few days and formed the school, parents, and local elementary schools. His spring semester, I'm lucky enough to have Cody on a roster for 2 classes. He's the only senior who has taken both Theater 1 and Theater 2 as part of one of my Theater 3 classes as a Theater 3 student. Because of this, I challenge him more than my other students, and he meets each challenge head on. I've come to know him as a dedicated and talented actor. He's also proven himself to be an emotional support leader for his peers in the class if they ever need a listening ear. He served as her teaching assistant for her Theater 1 class, and he took part in the spring musical, where he originally told her that he was interested in being the stage manager for the show, and at auditions, he was convinced to sing for us and did a great job. He ended up getting a role in the show, and this involved him spending countless nights at rehearsal after school. He managed to do his dual enrollment and college credit, an honors class, and maintain his high grade point average, all while spending those nights at rehearsal. She finishes her letter saying, "I always joke with him that he found a way to major in theater in high school. His willingness to help the choir with the concert shows and dedication to the arts in general. The theater department is so much better because of him, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving of this honor. Next year, he will be going to Laurel Ridge Community College and then plans to transfer down to VCU, not in theater, but in medical, his master's degree in medical technician, correct? So he wants, but his point, he's told me at lunch, he said, I want to go into something that's going to be able to help the most. So whatever that path leads him, Cody will be there. So Cody, come on up. Thank
If I could take a second, Amber and I were talking about plaques and how much a lot of us in this room have. And Amber said, I always thought it should be something artful for the Art Award. So I reached out to Teresa Henry, who I had commissioned when I was president, to do this Love Letters with Rotary in it. And we framed that this year, and this is the award we're going to present this year.
Ready? Me. You're behind me.
So our Betsy Belleville Warren County Student Art Award winner this year is Isabella Kelly. Kelly, correct? Yep. And she was nominated by both her photography teacher and her art teacher, Guinevere Jones and Andrea Stewart. Mrs. Stewart wrote, and she is now retired, and actually I just saw on Facebook, has just moved into her home in Florida now. But I'm ready to recommend Isabella Pacelli for the scholarship. Isabella took photography 1 and 2 with me during her 2 years at Warren County High School. She came to us as a transfer student from New Jersey, and her father was saying how that was the best decision they made 2 years ago. She's presently working on APHUD art portfolio. Isabella is an exemplary student. She always works towards excellence and often aided in helping to teach others in her class. Her high-level work helped to raise class standards. She has both a great desire to make moving images and a natural talent. She's a very hard worker, always open to new ideas. She can see outside the box. Izzy works to a high level of perfection, always working towards excellence. She stands out from the crowd as an exceptional young lady and role model for others. She's always willing to help guide other students. Participation and critique also made her a shining star. I also wanted to show, these are a couple of the art images that were submitted with the nomination, and this is from Mrs. Jones. Isabella is a very hard worker, always open and willing to learn new ideas, techniques, and concepts. Isabella works to a high level of perfection, always working toward excellence and pushing themselves to the max. Isabella stands out from the crowd as an exceptional person and a role model for others with a hard work and good attitude. She's always willing to help guide other students if needed during class, and the participation in class critique shows that she's a great public speaker, confident and open-minded. Isabella is an independent and life learner. Although Isabella loves art, I believe that she will pursue some of the other many interests in college, focused and dedicated. She's a terrific organization skills and extremely dependable. She submits her work, if not early on time, and very functional with attendance. As a young aspiring artist, Isabella always went the extra mile when assignments were due. Her work was always exceptional with a passing grade, if not advanced. As a former art teacher for 4 years, I always enjoyed seeing her finished work. She is the first to volunteer when anything is asked of them during class. She's very disciplined and has always been mature and responsible for her age and the years of taking my class. Izzy is already a lifelong learner, enthusiastic and full of charisma. And she will be going to Laurel Ridge in the fall as well, with a plan this spring to transfer to Minnesota. No, what is Minneapolis? Minneapolis School of Design? School of Art and Design. So Izzy, come on up, congratulations. Well, they'll know the family.
Almost feeling ready.
And I will just reiterate to you how wonderful it is, an opportunity to see these young people be successful in their high school years and what they get to go and do through college. These two, the athletes over here, their names, if you look at the Warren County Skyline graduation program, you'll see their names listed about, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. And MBJ gave a great speech at as president at the high school graduation. So congratulations to you all. Congratulations to the both of you on towards. Thank you.
I just want to again say my deepest thanks to scholarship committees for all that you do in finding bright lights in our community. And you're also a bright light for your generation. So keep doing what you do, and we love you for it. So let me go ahead and close out the meeting. We need a raffle. Meredith, will you draw our 50/50? Your ticket, 50/50. Oh, what do you got here? $11. Oh, somebody's 100. All right, your number on your ticket is 201126. John, all right. See you after.
Lori asked if all the student award winners can just stay afterwards and get some pictures too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and then our next meeting is going to be right back here. We're going to continue our season of giving, and we're going to give our awards to our community grants, the winners for that. If you will stand with me and recite the 4-word test.
Things say or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and friendships? Fourth, will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you and have a great week.